Hey guys, this is Anastasia and this is a lovely car session. It is Thursday and something I didn't really go into detail on in my previous video about the structure of my channel changing is when I looked at doing mandatory video nights, like no matter what, I have to get a video going. No matter what, it has to be done. Wednesday and Thursday pretty much jumped out at me because they both dealt with Wednesday dealt so much with communication and education and kind of that seeking vibe, but then Thursday also dealt a lot with dedication and devotion and kind of self-reflection in a way. And I like those two, well, I like those energies for sharing videos. And then the weekend, I like that I'm open on the weekend. I don't work, so it's pretty, I'm pretty sure on a weekend I can do something. But both days really dealt with connecting. On Saturday, I really feel a connection to the ancestors. I feel a connection to kind of acknowledging the endings of things. And then on Sunday is the Day of the God, so I kind of feel that need to connect. My patron deity is Kununos, who is, Lord of the Forest. So connecting to nature is really important. With that said, they both kind of felt like a time to be out and about and take an action. So when I looked at those 3 days, 3 as a number always speaks to me. Maiden Mother Crone, Warrior Father Sage. Really, it's a magical number. So I felt right with doing 3 videos a week, and more if the spirit called to me or if I felt so inclined. But 3 minimum, I like that. I can work with that. And then when I looked at those days, I felt like Wednesday really called to the arts. It really kind of, like I said, it has that seeker vibe, that education vibe. So for me, that translated to, I should probably do a craft video on Wednesdays. And then on Thursdays, because it's kind of that self-reflection vibe, devotion, dedication, probably more of a witchy rambling night. So that'll be more of a talking video. And then on Saturday and or Sunday, again, I feel a connection to nature on both of those days. I feel kind of a call to action. Saturday is a sacred day to hell, and Sunday is a sacred day to Kununos. So it would be good for perhaps ritual or sharing altars or sharing maybe tools that I have, Book of Shadows, things like that. More of an action base. I also kind of like the symmetry of Saturday being the ending of the week and Sunday being the beginning. So I kind of like that feeling too. So yeah, those are going to kind of be what you can expect from the videos that I do post. Wednesday, 9 times out of 10 will probably be a crafting video. Thursday, 9 times out of 10 probably a talking video. And then Saturday and or Sunday, because who knows, maybe I'll do one each day on some occasions if I feel so called. But the weekend, probably something that's a bit more of an active video, probably more of a show and tell type deal, as far as what I do or my practice, kind of letting you in a bit more on that personal level. So with that in mind, I did want to talk a little bit right now, aside from just the structure, just kind of vibes I've been feeling lately. We are into October, which is the month of Samhain. It is a very witchy Sabbath. It's the Celtic New Year. It is the end. It's the entrance to the dark of the year. It's where we kind of let go of a lot of things and maybe take on new beginnings. For me, I take on a witchy dedication every Samhain. Last year, it was for transformation. And, I've had a lot of transformation. I've had a lot of change in this last year. Some good, some not so good, and some definitely ugly. But regardless, I feel like, obviously transformation is never over. I don't think we ever fully, I think we're always evolving, we're always changing, and that speaks to me very much. I looked at my birth number the other day for numerology and discovered as a 5, it's all about change, it's all about movement, it's all about freedom. I'm like, oh, okay, makes sense. But that's one of the things that really drew me to paganism to begin with, was the fact that you're always kind of seeking, you're always kind of looking, you never know enough, there's always something more to grab your attention, and you're always trying to evolve and try to become more, and that's something that speaks to me enormously. I absolutely love that concept, and I think it kind of gives me a bit of, I don't want to say guidance because that sounds weird, but it gives me a bit of light in dark times. Things are kind of dark at this moment for me, personally, and because I know that through death cycles come rebirth energies. I know nothing ever ends. It just transforms or metamorphoses into something else, and that in cycles in life is a very comforting thought, and that's not necessarily something that you really get, at least not from Christianity. It's almost a fear you have of something ending, and I like that, at least in my path, it's something to be embraced. Now, completely different feelings on physical death. Physical death still terrify me. It is not something I'm kosher with at all, but I'm learning to be better about death cycles in my life. And that is definitely new from last year. Last year, any death cycle was terrifying to me. I could talk a good game, but if I really looked into the core of my being, it wasn't good. And I feel a lot of, and I think we all feel a lot of that during this time. We feel that in the air, that need to let go of that which doesn't serve. And it's not an easy deal. It sucks. It's hard. And then also knowing what does or does not serve. There's so many times when it's like, I don't feel right in the situation. I don't feel right in the situation. So you try to get rid of X, Y, and Z to get yourself out of the situation. Only later on down the road you look at it and go, crap, I didn't need to get rid of X, Y, and Z. I needed to get rid of this, that, and the other thing, or some crap. And it's difficult at times to get that guidance and see that path and have that dedication in a way. If you do know this is certainly the action to take, it's still a difficult thing to let go. I, for one, really struggle letting go. I still remember things that I've done ages ago, and it hurts. It still is fresh. It is still something that I almost cling to, that pain. And I don't know why. And a ton of it is self-inflicted pain, because, yeah, that's the kind of chick I've been. But it does. It kind of turns into this badge of dishonor, in a way. I think at times our society, perhaps stereotypes, perhaps just our culture, is that once we feel shame about something, once we feel regret about something, it's something that sticks with us, and we hold to it. My father once told me, I regret only 3 things in my life. Everything else I've at least learned from, or I've dealt with but moved on from. And part of me always loved that. Part of me was always like, yeah, that's how it should be, yeah. But I've never experienced that. Whenever I, muck up, I can't let go of it. I really struggle to move past that. Even though, because I've mucked up, yes, I do inherently become a stronger or better person, because I can identify, shit, I fucked up. I can't, there's no questioning that. I'm not one of those people who like to believe they've never done wrong. No, I've done plenty of it, and I'm gonna keep doing plenty of it because it's part of human nature. But I do like to think that I learn from things, and I can evolve and change. But once I've evolved and changed, I can't let go. My witchy sister in arms, we actually had an amazing Maybon circle a while ago. And we were chatting because I brought up again that, I felt like Hell and I were separating, and some things during the circle kind of agreed that, yeah, that's kind of a thing. And I really struggle with that. And she's like, well, from what you've told me, she has a lot to deal with acceptance. And there's a lot of things you don't accept. I'm like, I take responsibility. I accept full responsibility. And she's like, yes, but you can't accept that and then release it. You can't accept it, but then hold on to it. You need to let it go. Accepting something, full accepting something, is being able to live with that and still being okay and letting go of it. And you don't do that. And I've still been just floored by that. Of course, of all people, she would know. She knows me very well. But yeah, that is definitely, I don't know why I kind of went into this ramble. I was meant to just talk about energies that I've been feeling lately, and I've kind of gone into this release bucket, so I apologize if this is kind of rambly and random, but apparently it needs to be said, so I'm getting it out there. But what I've decided to do to kind of give my final send-off on my year of transformation dedication is on the cross-quarter day for Samhain, which I believe, and I could be wrong on this, it usually falls around the 6th or the 7th of November, actually. We celebrate Samhain on the 31st, but the true cross-quarter day, I believe, is around the 6th or 7th. Might be the 8th because we had that leap year. But I need to look into that. But on that day, I'm actually going to have a release ritual. An attempt to fully accept things that I've done in the past and that I cannot change because it has happened. It's in the past. But give them their honor, because even a mistake, I think, deserves some amount of acknowledgement and honor. Because, like I said, even when you fuck up, you learn from it usually, and you move on, and you become a better person because you've learned that lesson. So, honor the mistakes I've made. Honor the fact that I have learned from them. I have tried to accept them as best I can. And then release them, and hopefully truly release them. I think if I can do this ritual and do it the way that it is meant to be done, I think that will let me start off the dark of the year and kind of the spiritual new year in the right energies. So yeah, that is what I am going to be doing with my Samhain dedication this year. Kind of greeting the new year, saying goodbye to the last. If you want to comment below with something maybe that you do every year, or how you're going to signify the new energies coming to us after Samhain, please do so. I would love to hear. Otherwise, blessed be. Bye, guys.